All right. Back at it again. Back at it again. The Moorish experience. All right. Happy to see everybody out there on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you may be watching this. Somebody may have sent you a link in your email. Let's pay attention on this one here. So let's get the party started. Rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to Allah, creator of creation, father of the universe. Extending those high honors to the man that we are here to discuss today, the illustrious Hebrew prophet, the honorable prophet, Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America. Extending those high honors to the man that taught me what I know and what I am going to attempt to share with you today. The man that gave me a foundation and explained to me what a nationality is, present tense. I speak of none other than the head of our government, our National Grand Sheik Joel Braden Bay, who resides in Baltimore, Maryland, extending those high honors to the august body of brothers and sisters that he works with, our grand body, to move our organization onward and upward, and hopefully one day into perfection. We give them Islam, to extend those high honors to all of the great worthies who have come down the line of divine, mainly Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Knowing something about these four Hebrew Muslims, it will take on great significance. We can talk to the entire planet knowing something about those four individuals aforementioned, extending those high honors of Islam to our future, our children, going down the wheel of time, and extending Islams to everyone who may be watching this. Islam simply means peace, 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 and we can never have enough peace in a mad, mad world that we currently find ourselves in, ruled by absolute demons. Yes, I'm going there today. Ruled by absolute demons. Okay. So we are taught in this Moorish paradigm under the leadership of our National Grand Sheik Joel Braden Bay that it is one government with two very distinct jurisdictions. One government with two very distinct jurisdictions. So we have to understand that there is the United States of America, a republic, and then there is the United States, a corporate entity established with the Organic Act of 1871, putting a government in the District of Columbia, a 10 square mile area, called the United States. Okay, there are, in effect, two major constitutions, one being maintained by Congress, and the free national constitution, the first seven articles of the original constitution that Prophet Noble Drew Ali called the free national constitution. We must understand what we are doing when we are communicating with governmental authority, de facto as it may be. But we have to understand how we're filling out paperwork, and more importantly, why we are filling out paperwork in the manner that we have been instructed to fill it out. Okay, we're going to get into some of that. Now, it has come to my attention. I'm gonna actually tell you exactly, share a little conversation with you. For approximately a year now, there is a demonstration that I did called the power paperwork demonstration. Paperwork demonstration. It has gotten more views than any other demonstration that I have done. Now, I'm assuming that our members have been watching this because they are graduating the School of Law and History. They are receiving their paperwork from within our government, and that they're trying to follow a lawful process to proclaim their nationality and put that nationality on the record with all de facto government agencies. This is my assumption. I'm assuming this is what you are doing. This is why you are watching that particular demonstration more so than any other demonstration. Not that I got a problem with that. Where the concern comes in is, do you understand what you are actually doing and why? You may understand, well, I proclaim my nationality, but what is actually happening behind the scenes? When you hand the clerk of the court your paperwork, what are they actually doing? What does your paperwork say? What does it say on it? Do you comprehend and understand what is being stated on the paperwork as to who you are personally? That's where we're having a disconnect. What we're doing is we're just handing people paperwork. They handing it back. they put a little seal on it. Pardon self. You go see a judge. He may ask you some questions. He may not. You get a court order. You taking said court order to your government agencies, and you saying, "Hey, I proclaim my nationality. I'm at the Social Security Administration. I'm at DMV. I'm on my job. I'm at Social Security. I'm everywhere I go. I proclaim my nationality. Yay! Good for you." Then you get in a controversy, and the real you show up because we don't have a consummate knowledge of what we're actually doing. So we're going to attempt, I'm going to go back in that paperwork demonstration. I'm going to do some of it today to kind of show you what's happening or should be happening behind the scenes and how you must maneuver in your life when a controversy comes up. Now, keep in mind, there is no way, absolutely no way that I can cover every circumstance that is going to happen in life. You are going to have to study and internalize the information coming out of our school in law and history. And I'm going to keep saying that in these demonstrations because, brother and sister, I don't care what I say. I don't care what I say in these demonstrations. My foundation comes out of the same school of law and history that you got. I just stay in the information. That's the only difference. So I can connect the dots effectively. Okay. That's it. Now I'm gonna try. We're gonna blow through this information real quick because it is a video. You can go back and watch it over and over again. So it's no sense for me to sit here and tarry for 3 hours. I always say that, but then I end up showing you way too much information. So I'm gonna try to control myself today, and we're gonna get in and out of this information real quick. And I'm probably going to do some other demonstrations following this one to kind of break it down into little mouth-sized morsels so we can kind of digest this information. But so let me get started. Hopefully you find this informative. Hopefully, and you can carry this into practice in your life. All right, so I should be screen sharing. Yep, sharing my screen. So let me get off into it. So hopefully your screen has changed. I got all these tabs opened up. I'm gonna hit most of these. So now one of the biggest errors most people fall victim to is trying to find solutions within the scope of their miseducation. That's what we dealing with right now. We all, everybody, 350 million so-called United States citizens have been miseducated. I don't care what your nationality is. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your religious persuasion is. I don't care who your parents are. I don't care if you rich. I don't care if you poor. I don't care if you homeless. It does not matter. Everybody in this social construct, 2,000 by 3,000 square miles, geographically called the United States, have been miseducated. This is going to take on special meaning in just a minute. One of the biggest errors most people fall victim to is trying to find solutions within the scope of their miseducation and within using the machinations afforded to them by the same perpetrating miseducational system. In chess, this is called checkmate. No matter where you try to move, or in this instance, no matter what you try to think of under this system, you still lose at the end of the day. As the saying goes, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Marching, praying, and hoping they will magically stop has never worked and will never work. And I'm speaking to those who, at the outset, this is your sentiment. Well, we can change the system from within. No, you can not and will not. There is no beating the system if you refuse to learn the intricacies of the very system you complain about. Let me say that again. There is no beating the system if you refuse to learn the intricacies of the very system you complain about. Now, let me bring our School of Law and History to the table. That is what you are learning in the School of Law and History. You are learning the laws that were swept under the rug. You are learning the policy of freedom. You are learning the intricacies that the de facto miseducation system failed to teach you about, because it is those intricacies that actually give you the power to skillfully maneuver through this social construct called the United States. It is an absolute honor to know this information. It is absolutely necessary and vital to your very existence for you to understand, comprehend, and apply the policy of freedom in your life. I don't care if you Asiatic, and I don't care if you're European, because these demons have roped their own kith and kin into a system of perpetual slavery. And anyone, in my humble judgment, that will enslave his own mother is a person that we cannot trust under no circumstances. These demons have enslaved everyone with the 14th Amendment. Everyone. Let's move on. More on that a little later, but let's move on. Okay. So there is no beating the system if you refuse to learn the intricacies of the very system that you complain about. It is also foolish and counterproductive to reject knowledge from people who challenge you to critically think, read, and self educate and produce actual remedies to the very problems you complain about. That is exactly what this demonstration is about today. That is exactly what is it. That's exactly what it's about today. And it is also foolish. Let's do it again. It is also foolish and counterproductive to reject knowledge from people who challenge you to critically think. And if you don't know what critical thinking is, look it up so you can understand what I'm actually saying to you. So not only do you need to critically think, you need to read and self educate, not go to school, self educate and produce actual remedies to the very problems you complain about. What must be understood is that we can choose to stop voluntarily participating in the system by the comprehension and reclamation of our nationality, learning our true history, and living in harmony with natural law and jurisprudence. As stated in Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from being priest for me, because you have forgotten the law of your God. See, we are serving many gods and have forgotten Allah, our true God. I also will forget your children. Regardless of your personal feelings toward biblical scripture, you cannot deny the validity of the statement as it pertains to our community. So that's how we start in the demonstration. So hopefully we don't get too emotional if you are hearing this type of information for the first time or you are seeing me for the first time. This is how I get down. I always try to give you something that will shake you in your boots because we got to wake you up. We got to wake you up because we are an ignorant people, not because we choose to be. Somebody has made us this way. And the they, here we go again, decided your name, nationality, religion, and tribe. And you spend the rest of your life defending something you didn't even choose. Think about this. They, the powers that be, the ruling class, the elitists, John D. Rockefeller and the boys that created the school system. And that does include college. Matter of fact, the more education you have, which is really training, the dumber you are. I have talked with individuals who hold presently a PhD in education, and they are over the academics and sit on academic boards of colleges presently. And I have asked them, what is your nationality? And I have never seen an individual just wrap themselves up. They try everything in their being to rationalize their stupidity. Brother and sister, if you don't know a thing, just say you don't know it and move on so that you can be educated to it. Everybody is ignorant of something. But to try to elevate your don't know, I don't know, to a no is stupidity. It's just crazy behavior. So again, they decided your name, nationality, religion, and tribe, and you spend the rest of your life defending something you didn't even choose. Don't you see this makes you a fool? I just need you to get that. I just need you to get that. Somebody chose your nationality. What I mean by that, you said we Moorish American, brother. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said we Moorish American. I know what Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. I'm well aware. But this is talking about somebody that chose your nationality for you. If you look on your passport right now, under nationality, it will say the United States of America. Now you know doggone well if you Asiatic, born in the Western Hemisphere, your nationality is not the United States of America. That don't even make sense. Your national origin was in existence prior to anything called the United States. Think about what I'm saying to you. Think about what I'm saying to you. There is no people on the planet call or refer to themselves as United Statesmen. Doesn't exist. Now, we do have some people claiming that they are Americans when in fact they are Europeans. If you are not born by blood in the Western Hemisphere, you are not an American. Stop it. If you were not by blood, born in the Western Hemisphere, you're not American. Stop it. The country is not America. The continent is America. So it cannot be, America can't be a continent and a country at the same time. Cannot. Far Western lands, El Maghrib, that's the Americas. Far Western lands, the Americas. And those who are native to the Americas, North, South, and Central, are the Americans. And even they have a national descent. Hello? Hopefully this is making sense. Let's keep it moving. Now, I have been saying this now for 6 years. 6 years. Still, we see people trying to get themselves out of trouble that they have created. Every Sunday on our town hall, this is read in part. Well, they read the whole thing. This is in part on here. Moors are men upright, independent, and fearless, who care for their loved ones and follow the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain or nor unknown. Noble Drew Ali. Brothers and sisters, we cannot keep saying these things and repeating these things that the prophet has said like it's a mantra and not carry this stuff into practice. First, applying it to our person, then our family, and then to the community at large. You have no right to try to enforce laws on other people that you haven't personally enforced on yourself. So you can't come up to me living reckless and then try to tell me what to do. Now, pay attention to that paragraph at the bottom. Nationality will not cure anything. Oh my God, let's slow this down. Nationality will not cure anything. Many of you, is this why the PowerPoint presentation demonstration is getting so many views? You're trying to figure out how to get out of something. You done created madness in your life, and now you want to, let's go to this brother right here. He seems to have a remedy. I give me some paperwork. I put this paperwork on the record. That's right. They don't have no jurisdiction. White folk don't have no jurisdiction. Shut up, fool. The mere fact that you bringing that up means that you done gave them jurisdiction. Pay attention to the next statement. Nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs is your salvation. Again, nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs. Stop right there. What do you mean the way you handle your affairs? Your lifestyle. Brother and sister, you cannot arbitrarily go out here, break laws, whether you agree with the law or not, whether it's common law or whether it's statutory law. You can't just be out here arbitrarily breaking laws and think because you have proclaimed your nationality and you are up under the leadership of our national Grand Sheik Joe Bratton Bay, who resides in Baltimore, that somehow you are immune to God's law. Because that's where all laws come from, divine law. And it will be the divine that will trip you up. You will get trapped and tripped up by your ego. Those of you who are running around who are proposing that Europeans don't have any jurisdiction, but yet you are breaking laws all day, smoking weed, knocking over people's mailboxes and carrying on. You understand? Riding through town, just speeding and carrying on. Or maybe you take it a step further. Maybe you like to have sex with underage teenage girls. Maybe that's your thing. Huh? Did nationality save you? No, it did not. That's right, I said it. Didn't save you. Did the paperwork that you filed, did that save you? No, it did not. Didn't save you. When you get this paperwork from these quote unquote Moors, when it's time to enforce, do they come to your aid? No, they do not. Now all of a sudden the phone don't work. It was working just fine to take your money. But now when you need some real help based on the madness that you created, the very people that sold you the paperwork are nowhere to be found. Let me put a public service announcement out here. I've been in the organization now, as I said, for 6 years, and never have I called our national Grand Sheik and that phone been off. Never. I don't care if I call them daytime, nighttime, weekends, weekdays, leap year, holidays. This man always answers his phone. The only reason he don't pick up, he's already on a live call. He will get back to you. Bear me witness, I need a co-pilot. This man always answers his phone. Now that should tell you something. That should tell you something. Nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs is your only salvation. If you don't study, you don't understand the policy of freedom, you don't understand how to apply the laws and how it applies to you, can't help you. It ain't got nothing to do with the School of Law and History. It ain't got nothing to do with the sheiks. It ain't got nothing to do with the sheikesses. It ain't got nothing to do with the deputy sheiks or the deputy sheikesses. It is you personally. Yep, I'm telling you, somebody just got to get right to the point. You got to get right to the point. You can watch all my demonstrations. I don't care. Watch them till your head catch a fire. It's not going to help you if you don't know how to apply the information in your life. If you do not live a righteous, moral, upright life, then you're going to get ensnared by what you created. Let's move on. So today's subject, you like all that, and we just get to the subject? Yep. Today's subject is status. That's the subject. What is your status? What is your status? What is the status of so called 50 million black people who are currently domiciled in the United States? What is the status of the quote unquote Mexican? What is the status of the quote unquote white folks? What is it? What is the status? What is this all about? Why is it necessary for you to proclaim your nationality, and what is actually happening when you do? Because many of you feel you can't prove this if your life depended on it. Many of you feel that because you have taken your paperwork down to the court, put it on the record, you got you have annexed an ill or L and Bay to your family slave name, that okay, I'm good now. I'm good. I proclaim my nationality. You know, I'm good. These people don't have any jurisdiction over me. The party don't stop there. Did you change your status? That's a question. Did you change your status by annexing the ill and bay to your name? Did you change your status? It's a yes or no. You can answer it for yourself. I personally don't care how you answer it because we're going to deal with it today. And I'm going to actually show you with my paperwork what's actually happening. And even if you did change your status, you still got to enforce the law to save the nation. How about that? How about that? Again, nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs is your salvation. That's it. Period. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Got so much up here, boy. Got so much up here. I'm going to try to get through it all. So let's deal with it. I Googled it. That's what we do. We Google stuff. You see, as people, we just kind of Google things because we kind of lazy. We don't want to really internalize this. We deal with political science on this thread. So, but I also like to deal with a Google search so that you understand we are actually saying the same thing. Okay, I was checking out the lighting in here. my light then went away. Let me see if I can get some more light up in here. Let there be light. Hey, all right. So now, this is just a Google search on status. The relative social, professional, or other standing of someone or something. High rank or social standing. The official classification given to a person, country, or organization determining their rights or responsibility. Now, keep in mind, brother and sister, this is a Google search. This is not a law dictionary. We're going to go in it today. This is just a Google search. The position of affairs at a particular time, especially in political or commercial context. The official classification given to a person, country, or organization determining their rights or responsibility. So, what is the official classification given to so-called black people in the United States? I'm gonna just let that marinate. Again, the question is, what is the official classification given to so-called black people in the United States? based on our definition and Google search of status. Mhm. Food for thought. It's getting ready to get very uncomfortable for you. Another Google search on the word status. Another Google search on the word status, just so you can see that I am talking about status. Okay. Now, position or rank in relation to others. That's interesting. Relative rank in a hierarchy of prestige, especially high prestige. The condition of a person or thing in the eyes of the law. Uh-oh. State or condition with respect to circumstances. Uh-oh. The condition of a person or thing in the eyes of the law. What is the condition of so-called black people in the eyes of the law? You ever wonder about that? Does it even matter? I don't know. I'm bringing this up and I'm taking my time because in the United States, black people, as they are called, are shot down on camera. Violation of their person. I was going to say their rights, but okay. Violation of their person happens on a regular basis on camera, regardless to the state in which they reside in the quote unquote United States. Would you agree? So, what is the condition of a black person in the eyes of the law? Why do these things keep happening to us? Is it that we can easily dismiss it and say, these people don't like us, brother. They just don't like us, brother. That's what it is. And then some of you are so bold to say it's racism, systematic racism. I get it. That's easy. See, you're having an emotional reaction to the circumstance that you presently find yourself in, and you do not understand how to systematically get the white man's foot off your neck. You don't know how to do it. So you're having an emotional response. It's racism. You understand? They don't like us. Could it be, if you just calm your emotion for a second, have you ever considered that the problem might actually be you? Has that ever entered into your brain? It might be me. Have you ever considered that you might actually be, am I being punked? Am I being punked? I'm in a circumstance. There was a TV show with Ashton Kutcher. He was playing practical jokes on everybody. Celebrity people playing jokes on them. They put them in situations that look real for all intents and purposes. The situation was real, but you was actually being punked. It wasn't real. But in the United States, are you being punked? That's a question. And I'm being dead serious. Are you being punked? Could it be that everybody knows the status of so-called black people in the United States, but so-called black people? Could it be a blackout on the information? Everybody know who you are, but nobody is allowed to tell you who you are. Nobody, because everybody is benefiting from your absolute ignorance on the situation. Could that be a possibility? And I'm only stating it like this for those who, at the beginning of my demonstration, actually, I'm going to respect your thinking. You may say, well, nah, brother, I don't see it like that. So I'm putting your thinking on the table, and we're going to dissect it to see if it's real or if it's a fantasy. I promise you, by the end of this demonstration, you're going to understand that your thinking, what you have been taught concerning your reality that you are currently in, is a bunch of BS. Don't take my word for it. Just watch what come up on your screen. Now, this is what a simple Google search returns on the word status. Now, since we deal with political science in this Moorish paradigm, we're going to have to deal with law and see what that definition actually looks like. Okay, so let's see. Let me get into some other things. Hold on. Let me see where I want to go with this. Now, remember I said, are you being punked? Are you being punked? Remember, many of you are calling the country that you live in America. Remember that? Many of you call Europeans white folks. You don't understand that you're in a color caste system. So all I have to do is miseducate you and get you to refer to people a certain way. Thereby, you will voluntarily give up your rights. Pay attention. The United States are still European colonies, albeit separate from the British Crown. Those who haven't mixed with the national bloodlines, just sequin, of Aboriginal and Indigenous Americans, are still foreign European colonists and or their descendants and not Americans. Wait a minute. Let me make this real plain. The Native Americans are the people who were born in the Western Hemisphere and have a national descent, a bloodline that can be verified. Did you catch what I said to you? In light of what you have on the screen, there is one race, the human race. There are Europeans, and then there are Asiatics. Everybody on the planet, 7 billion people thereabout, are an offshoot of those two realities. So when I want to deal with pale-skinned Europeans, I will say the pale-skinned European, so that you will easily identify physically with who I'm talking about. But this is what I need you to understand as an Asiatic. You are the original man and woman of the planet Earth. Everybody, including the pale man, comes from you, the Mobitus, the quote unquote Mobitus. Everybody comes through her womb. Everybody. The United States are still European colonies, albeit separate from the British Crown. Those who haven't mixed with the national bloodlines, just the queen, of Aboriginal and Indigenous Americans, are still foreign European colonists and or their descendants and not Americans. The European, the white boy, I'm being real plain, is not native anywhere on the planet. The white man is not a native to any part of planet Earth. Nowhere. He is not a Native American. He is not a Native Asian. He is not a Native European. He is not. He is not native to the European continent. Nowhere. Well, that's what the majority of them, they live there. I don't care where they live in. They're not native to that part of the planet. We put them in that part of the planet. That part of the planet that is today called Europe. EU, hills, cave size, rope, ROPE, is that which is used to bind you in, is not the original name of that landmass. The original name of that landmass is Albion, where the albinos reside. The pale man. Moving on. Okay. So let's continue. Similarly, China, or the People's Republic of China, nor the Chinese people themselves can claim to be the only Asians in the way the US implies, as if they are the only Americans. Similarly, a German who otherwise does not mix and mate with the Aboriginal and indigenous people of Asia will never be an Asian national, no matter how many thousands of German descendants remain in or are born in Asia. German European individuals born to German parents in Asia are still foreign European Germans, not Asians. The same stands true for the Europeans born on American soil. Their national origin lay in the nations of Europe. Individuals may be able to claim naturalized citizenship based on jus soli principles if the government acknowledges those principles, but they are never just sequin. Okay. Unless, again, they mate or mix with the nationals of the land, and then their children become nationals. Thus, citizens of the United States may be American citizens, but they are not American nationals. Moors are American citizens. Moors are American citizens. America is a continent, north, south, central. Jus secoli and jus sequentis. Jus soli and jus sequentis. Moors are American citizens, just as Brazilians and Cubans are American citizens and not citizens of the United States. Written grammatically correct. We are and have the right to be citizens of our own government and enjoy all rights and privileges afforded to us according to international law, customs, and any treaties we establish with other sovereigns. Okay. Now, then you get into the United States codes. I don't like to hang out in the codes too much, but I use the codes and we use the codes for illustrative purposes. So when you look at United States Code Section 1481, loss of nationality by native born or naturalized citizen, voluntary action, burden of proof, presumptions. 8 United States Code 1481 A2 states that citizenship in the United States is lost when a formal declaration is made regarding allegiance to a nation, including military or militia service in said nation, or declaration of what? Nationality. Is Act 6 starting to make sense to you? Are you starting to understand why Prophet Noble Drew Ali told all of us to proclaim your nationality? Is it starting to make sense? Or am I losing my mind? Somebody help me out with this. Help me out with this. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Just want to put that out there. Again, our subject is status. What is your status and how does it apply to you? Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. Status: standing, state or condition, social position, the legal relation of an individual to the rest of the community, the rights, duties, capacities, and incapacities which determine a person to a given class. A legal personal relationship not temporary in its nature nor terminable at the mere will of the parties with which third persons and the state are concerned. Let's read that again and let's unpackage it. Status. This is the lawful definition of status. So when you are dealing with or engaged in a controversy or discussion or anything dealing with law enforcement or government or any of her government agencies, they are looking at your status. Status cannot be seen with your naked eye. Your status is on paper. Your status is on paper. This is a government of forms. I am speaking of the United States. It is a government of forms. Everything you want to do in the United States, you have to fill out paperwork to do it. You want a job, you fill out a job application, paperwork. You want a social security card, you complete a form SS5 with the Social Security Administration, and based on how you self identify on that document, that will determine your status. Also, you want medical benefits. You got to fill out paperwork to get. You understand? Are you starting to pick up what I'm putting down? So your standing or the state or condition, your social position, your legal relationship to the rest of the community will be determined by how you are filling out paperwork. You must understand what you are doing when you fill out paperwork a certain way. So if you fill it out incorrectly, this is why things will happen to you, because you did it really to yourself. So your entire life, from your birth to this present moment, the paperwork that you have in your possession has been filled out incorrectly. And this is why you are codified and classified in the United States the way that you are. so that when you are engaging and contracting with business and entities and governments, this is why you are being handled the way you are being handled. Number one, because your paperwork gave and assigned to you a certain status as a second class citizen in most cases. And number two, you are ignorant to the policy of freedom. Or number three, you know about the policy of freedom, but you are terrified to enforce it. Either number one, number two, or number three, you still a jacked up position. So knowing this information, as I've said on previous demonstrations, knowing this information, but you are afraid to enforce it when you get into a controversy, does you absolutely no good. If you know this information, but you revert right back to slave teaching, slave thinking, then this information does you no good. Then you will be one of those persons that say, I went through school law and history, got my paperwork, and put it on record, but they ain't help me. They didn't help me. Because you was under the assumption that the government was supposed to help you. Ask not what your government can do for you, but what you can do for your government. Here's my question to you. What are you going to do for yourself? Nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs is your salvation. Not the way our national grand sheik think. Not the way Sheik so-and-so think. Sheik is so-and-so thinks. How you think. Your mind, the way you think and the way you handle your affairs is your salvation. You can check your emotion at the door. And if you doubt what I'm saying and you don't like what I'm saying, get at a brother. I'll be more happy to entertain you on this one right here. And I will absolutely show you, based on your ignorance and your fear, it is you that got you in the situation that you are in. Because as I've said, they're not messing with me. I welcome them to come talk to me. Let's continue. So we back at this lawful definition of status. Standing, state, or condition, social position. What is the social position of so-called black people? You're second-class citizens. Second class, not first class. Second class. Mean we can do anything we want to these people because of their status. I know you find that hard to believe. I know you find that hard to believe. Okay, let's get at it. Because I know you like, no, brother. Nope. I don't believe that. So what I did, let me go over here. Let me go over here because I know you don't believe it. So I'm gonna deal with some stuff. Let me find what I'm looking for. Here we go. Nope, that's not what I want. Bear with me 1 second. I have, yep, this is what I want right here. I have the United. Do you see what you see where we at? Do you see where we at? Do you see whose website this is? This is the U.S. Department, United States Department of State. This is the State Department's website. Great White Fall. This is the United States State Department website. Now, I brought that up. Let me go back to my law dictionary. Hold on. I'm gonna help you with this. Watch this. Wait. Oh, I'm losing my verbiage over here. Bear with me 1 minute. Oh, hold on. Because I need you to understand what I got on the screen. Let me go right here. Right there. Go back because I don't want you to miss this. Since some of y'all think brother done lost his mind. I'm gonna make sure you see it. Now, do you see this lawful definition of the State Department? Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. State Department, that department in the executive branch of the federal government headed by the Secretary of State, which is principally responsible for foreign affairs and foreign trade. The department determines and analyzes the facts relating to our overseas interests, makes recommendations on policy and future action, and takes the necessary steps to carry out established policy. In doing so, or in so doing, the department engages in continuous consultations with other states, other nation states, negotiates treaties and agreements with foreign nations. That's going to take on a special meaning in just a second. Speaks for the United States in the United Nations and in numerous major international organizations in which the United States participates. Let's continue. As soon as I find my cursor, so you don't want to act right. Okay. And represents the United States at numerous major international organizations in which the United States participates, and represents the United States at numerous international conferences annually. Let's come at that again. Now, mind you, that department in the executive branch of the federal government, headed by the Secretary of State, which is principally responsible for foreign affairs and foreign trade. The department determines and analyzes the facts relating to remember, the United States overseas interests, makes recommendations on policy, and future action, and takes the necessary steps to carry out established policy. Now, let's go right back to the Department of State website. This is the United States State Department website. Wow, talking about statelessness. What does it mean to be stateless? A stateless person is someone who, under national laws, which means they would be under a national government, which means they would have a national constitution. A stateless person is someone who, under national laws, national government, with a national constitution, does not enjoy citizenship. The legal bond between a government and an individual in any country, including this one. While some people are de jure or legally stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized as citizens under the laws of any state. What? Let's say that again. While some people are de jure or legally stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized as citizens under the laws of any state. Oh, really? This is interesting. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. A stateless person is someone who, under the national laws, national government, national constitution, does not enjoy citizenship. The legal bond between a government and an individual in any country. While some people are de jure or legally stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized as citizens under the laws of any state. This is where black people reside. You are not recognized under any laws of any state. You are stateless according to the law, according to your status, not based on what I say, based on what Great White Father says, according to the law. You are stateless. Get out of your feelings. Meaning we can do whatever we want to these people who are codified and classified as second-class citizens because they are not recognized, period. Now, all men must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Now let's unpackage that last tier of law. In this last tier of law, Prophet Noble Drew Ali is telling you that your free national name is Moorish American. He's saying we are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, those individuals who have a kinship to Abraham. Abraham has a nephew named Lot. Lot has his eldest daughter, has a son named Moab. Are you starting to get the connection? The Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited permanent residents of the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Are you picking up what we are putting down? Hopefully, this is making sense. We're going to come back to State Department. But see, I told y'all in my last demonstration, I had this Black's Law Dictionary I was going to deal with. Let me minimize here just a minute. Move it over this way. Nope, I need to go the other way. Bear with me. This is going to get real good. And again, if you're not getting this information, if it's going over your head, watch the video again. Watch my other demonstrations, please. We're going after the lawful definition of inhabitant, just in case you're trying to figure out where I'm going. Got to do that. We're going to hit, every time I say something important, I'm going to hit this law dictionary so that you will understand You will see it for yourself, and you will not be able to go, well, I don't have a law dictionary. I don't have money for that. As many of us do, we claim ignorance. That's our way to get out because we really can't deal psychologically with the truth that's being presented to us. So we dismiss the information by saying, well, I didn't see it. And if I don't see it, I'm not responsible for it. Nope. You better not watch any more of my demonstrations because this law dictionary electronically is going to be on every one of my demonstrations, and I'm gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna let you get away with ignorance because in 2023, this don't make no sense to be ignorant in the information age. You can Google anything you want today. Anything. Uh-oh, hold on. That's a problem with instead of having electronically when you got here we go. You're not gonna frustrate my demonstration. I promise you. I'm gonna get through it. We're going after the lawful definition of inhabitant. I'm just putting it up here. I know what it is. I know what it means. But I want it on the screen so that nobody can say, well, I didn't know. Let me go here. Let me get to it real quick. Because what I'm showing you is why we are in the condition that we are in. And we also going to show you how to get out of the condition that we are in if you want to. Now, many of us don't want to get out. We want to stay right in ignorance so that, we can continue with our madness. We're coming up on it right now. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I want you to see what this means. So that when we go back to our dictionary, see what it says? Inhabit. Do you see it? Synonymous with dwell, live, reside, sojourn, stay, rest. Also see domicile, residence. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So now, knowing this, synonymous with dwell, live, reside, sojourn, stay, rest. Also see domicile and residence. Okay. So Prophet Noble Drew Ali is telling us we are the permanent inhabitants of the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. See, he's using certain words for a specific reason. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Permanent occupant. Okay, let's move on. Go back to State Department. Let's see where it's at. Oh, hold on. There we go. So, a stateless person is someone under the national laws does not enjoy citizenship, the legal bond between a government and an individual in any country. While some people are de jure or legally stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized as citizens under the laws of any state. This would be black people. This would be if you claim a U.S. citizenship. This would be if you claim the 14th Amendment. This is talking to you specifically. We have told you time and time again that the 13th Amendment with two sections, 14th and 15th Amendment, was ruled unconstitutional by the United States Supreme Court October the 15th, 1883 in a landmark decision 109 U.S. 3. We have told you this over and over again. But yet you holding on for dear life. Well, I'm not going to argue with you no more. I'm going to just take a brick bat and beat you over the head with this lawful demonstration. And to you be your way and to us be ours. This is how it's going. You see? Now, okay. Now, black folks, let's come at it again. I'm not going to leave it alone. A stateless person is someone who, under the national laws, does not enjoy citizenship, the legal bond between a government and an individual in any country, while some people are de jure or legally stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized as citizens under the laws of any state, many people are de facto fake or effectively stateless persons, meaning they are not recognized. They go to word, they didn't use that word twice, as citizens by any state, even if they have a claim to citizenship under the laws of one or more states. Would this not be black people? You are not recognized as citizens of any state, but you have a claim to citizenship under the laws of one or more states. The United States State Department still say you stateless. The United States State Department still says you are stateless, yet you are domiciled in the United States. United States State Department, not what I say, what I can prove. This is where it is. Let's move on. I'm not going to keep beating you over the head with it. Now, this is what I want you to understand right here. You see this right here? See my cursor? United States State Department. Would this not be the same people? Wait. I need you to wait. These people who say you are stateless, you are not recognized by any laws, also came here. Hold on. Remember, let's go back to our lawful definition of State Department. Remember, they say they deal with the facts. They deal with facts. They don't deal with how you feel. They deal with facts, right? Many of us get in our feelings. Hold on, let me get the definition. Let it load. Got to give it a minute. I'm going to tie it all together. Trust me. Trust me on this one. I'm taking my time with you. This ain't going to be long. I'm almost finished, if you can believe that. Yep. Oh, we done went too far. Yep, we done went too far. That's all right. I got it. There we go. Here we go. Let me deal with this now. Help you out with this. Here we go, right there. Now let's come at it again. You move it over this way a little bit, just a scoonch. There it is. State Department, that department in the executive branch of the federal government, headed by the Secretary of State, which is principally responsible for foreign affairs and foreign trade. The department determines and analyzes the facts relating to our overseas interests, makes recommendation on policy and future action, and takes the necessary steps to carry out established policy. In so doing, the department engages in continuous consultations with other states, nation states, negotiates treaties and agreements with foreign nations. That's going to take on meaning in just a minute. Speaks for the United States in the United Nations and in numerous major international organizations in which the United States participates, and represents the United States at numerous major international organizations in which the United States participates, and represents the United States at numerous international conferences annually. Now, determines and analyzes the facts related. Facts. So the State Department don't deal with how you feel. They deal with facts. Now, the facts are you are not recognized by any law of any state. Those are the facts, according to the State Department. Also, according to the State Department, at the federal, state level in Baltimore, according to the State Department, that has been verified by the United States State Department, according to them, this is to certify that we the people, descendants of our Moorish noble forefathers and true sole possessors of the lands, these United States of America, also known as Northwest Africa, a maxim of the ancient and present Moroccan Empire, this Egypt of the West, in accordance with President Abraham Lincoln Emancipation Proclamation, do hereby proclaim with our autographs hereto this document that our nationality is Moorish American, as redeemed by the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by the guidance of our Father God Allah, and mandated to be implemented and enforced. Really? Hold on. Are you serious? Let's go. Really? With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. Really? 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 This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Really? This that our nationality is Moorish American, as redeemed by the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by the guidance of our Father God Allah, and mandated to be implemented and enforced. Wait a minute. I don't think you're getting it. Let me blow it up. That we the people have proclaimed our nationality and our divine creed, Islamism, Muslim under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca. That would be the Holy Quran of Mecca, would be the Holy Quran revealed through and to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Muhammad ibn Abdullah. From the Quraysh tribe. Are we clear? That we the people proclaim our true race, as we are clean and pure nation, referred to in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Holy Quran of Mecca, and the Holy Bible Angels Asiatic White. Now you understand why you must check white on all your governmental documents. Do you understand it now? It is a status. White is a status, not pigmentation of skin. Did we not just show you the lawful definition a few minutes ago of status? Do we need to go over that again? Are you starting to get it now? And again, this has been verified through the United States State Department, that we the people honor all the divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius, okay, and the last prophet in these days and times, the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, if he was not who we say he is, why would the United States State Department verify this? Don't you understand they have way more capabilities to verify and fact check information than you do as a so-called black person? They're not on YouTube. They're not on Google. That ain't how the State Department get down when they verify information. They know exactly who we are. They know exactly who we are. You understand? This is not a game, people. This is not a game. Let's keep it moving. So here they say we're stateless. Why? Because you have not proclaimed your nationality in accordance with the law. You have not. So therefore, you are in a stateless position. Your status is the status of a second-class citizen. You you have a claim to citizenship, but you are not recognized by any law anywhere in the country. Sorry about that. Get out your feelings. Okay, so we went there. Remember, I don't want you to forget the point. Remember, they decided your name, you Willis McGillicuddy, nationality, United States of America. That ain't real. Your religion, many of you are Christians. Ain't nothing wrong with Christianity, but it just wasn't given to you. It was given to the European for his earthly salvation. Your religion is Islamism, but we're going to keep it moving because I know many of you are very emotional because now you think I'm attacking your way of life. No, I am not. I'm just hitting you with some reality. Your tribe, and you'll spend the rest of your life defending. That's what you're doing right now. You're trying to defend something you didn't choose. You didn't choose Christianity. Christianity was forced on you, slave. It was forced on you. The English surname, Dutch name, surname that you have, Spanish surname that you have, it was forced on you by the colonists, the colonizers. They forced it on you. Let me break it down for you. King Philip of Spain in 1511 said, hey, take all the Moorish lands, language, and anything that identifies them as a Moor and put it under the authority of Spain. That is how Moorish Latin became Spanish. That's why you running around today talking about you are a Latino. You're not a Latino, fool. Where the hell is a Latino? What is it? What is a Hispanic? Point to it on a map. You can't find it nowhere on a map. Well, it's Latin America. No, it's America. Who said it was Latin America? How is it going to be Latin America when the Native American is actually there? The American has been colonized by the colonists. So on that South American landmass, you got all these people, same people speaking different languages, different customs, different traditions. And based on your madness of your slave master, you adopted the same madness. Let me give you an example. On the island of El Haiti, you have two countries there, the Dominican Republic and El Haiti. Same people speaking two different languages, two different religions, two different customs, and they have two different mindsets. They have the same people have the mindset of their colonizer. So because one person got another problem with the other person, this is a European battle, ain't got nothing to do with the Asiatics. Now you have as Asiatic problems. So the Dutch got a problem with the English got a problem with the French got a problem with the Spanish, and now you as an Asiatic got the same problem. Fool. You saying, don't call me fools. No, it's right there. It's on your screen. They decided your name, nationality, religion, and tribe, and you spend the rest of your life defending something you didn't even choose. Don't you see this makes you a fool? I didn't say it. Robert said it. Get mad at me. I just happen to be in agreement with it. You understand? Let's keep it moving. Now, I'm getting to some very specific. You might want to come a little closer to your screen now. You might want to get out a little paper and pencil. Might want to do that. Because now we're going to get down to the lawful thing. We talked about status earlier, and that is the subject of this demonstration here today. Now let's get at it. Hold on. I got to find what I'm looking for. I got a document up here that I found real interesting. I found it. I was like, ooh, this is deep. Let me get right to it. Let me find it. Hold on. Dealt with that. Oh, yes. Here we go. Yeah. I'm going to come back to this one. but I need to put it in context real quick. Hold on here. Think what I want. Yep, right here. Right here. Again, I told you we deal with common law, but every now and again it is necessary to step into United States codes to help you with the illustration. You see what this says? Do you see what it says? And do you see where it's from? Oh, no, no, no. I need you to wake up. Do not go to sleep on this part of the demonstration because you are being dealt a death blow by this document. Now, Section 1028 of Title 18 designates three special non-federal identification documents and gives them preferred treatment. These three documents, in the absence of a national identity card, a national identity card. You mean a nationality card? Let's read that again. Section 1028 of Title 18 designates three special non-federal identification documents and gives them preferred treatment. These three documents, in the absence of a national identity card, are the prime means by which an individual establishes his identity in the United States. The three documents are a birth certificate, driver's license, and personal identification card issued through your state. Again, these three documents, in the absence, this is what they use in the absence of a nationality card. You mean this? Are you catching it? Do you think our national grand sheik, Joe Bratton Bay, who resides in Baltimore, Maryland, is a nut? Do you think the man is off his rocker? Do you think he's just issuing nationality cards for funsies? We just send it to you for fun, something you keep in your wallet and never use, something you have in the closet, on a shelf sitting somewhere. You got it in the safe in your home, but you never use it. You remember in one of my previous demonstrations, I was telling you that we got stopped out here by Phoenix Finest. We were at a restaurant. We were in a parking lot. The Moles was out here having a good time. And Phoenix PD rolled up on us. And they was talking about, hey, we want to see your ID. And everybody in the Moles in our organization went in, pulling out their driver's licenses and whatnot. And I pulled out the nationality card. And the white boy was talking about, what's this? I said, identification. That's what you asked for. Ain't that what it say? Identification. Let's go back. Let's go back. These three documents, in the absence of a national identity card, are the prime means by which the individual establishes his identity in the United States. Well, if you use one of these three documents to establish your identity in the United States, you are a slave. As soon as you do that, you have just given the United States jurisdiction. Remember, I told the police, I said, you don't have no jurisdiction. First of all, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. That's the first thing you need to understand. And all those revised statutes, Arizona revised statutes that you just quoted, do not apply to me. Why am I saying this with such passion and such boldness? Because in effect, we have two national governments in existence right now. You have the free national government, and then you have the national government. When you hand somebody these three documents, you are now under the national government, which is under the authority of Congress, because the national government came into existence with the Organic Act of 1871, establishing a government for the District of Columbia. So the national constitution is being maintained and operated by the United States de facto Congress. So when you hand somebody a birth certificate, a driver's license, or a state ID, and you have not corrected your status, this is what you're actually doing. You are enslaving yourself all over again. This is why police are handling you the way they are handling you. Because you just told them, I am up under the United States Congress. And they go right in the system. You know, the boy got a computer, he got a laptop sitting in his police car. They go right in the system, run your name, and whatever come up on that screen, that's how they gonna deal with you until you self-identify. Until you self-identify. Ain't nothing happening on your behalf until you personally enforce the law to save the nation. But if you scared to death to enforce what you know to be correct, good luck to you. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving. Now I know somebody in here that you tripping, right? Okay. Okay. Now y'all know. Hold on, let me go back up here. Mm-hmm. Right there. Right there. Now I need you to understand something. I need you to look at this. I need you to look at this. State of Maryland. This is where this is where I pardon self. This is where our national grand sheik resides now. I'm gonna leave this on the screen because I need you to really understand what I'm about to say. This is a court order issued by our common law court. Now I know y'all are like, what? Brother think he is. No, I'm gonna show you. Boom. Right there. This is our common law court. Whether you believe it or not. Now I need you to understand something. You remember when we went through the lawful definition of the State Department? Remember that? Do you remember this? Wait a minute. Hold on. Right here. You remember this? Hold on. This is to certify that we the people, descendants of our Moorish noble forefathers and true sole possessors of the lands these United States of America, also known as Northwest Africa, a Mexam of the ancient and present Moroccan Empire, this Egypt of the West, in accordance with President Abraham Lincoln Emancipation Proclamation, do hereby proclaim with our autographs here to this document. Wait. And this has been verified by these people. With the Secretary of State signature on it, Condoleezza Rice. In testimony whereof, I, Condoleezza Rice, Secretary of State, have hereunto caused the seal of the Department of State to be affixed and my name subscribed to the Assistant Authentication Officer of the said department at the City of Washington in the District of Columbia this 18th day of May, 2006. So this is authentic. This is an authentic document issued by the United States State Department. And this is an official document issued by the State Department of the Moorish American National Republic. So the two now are recognized. Now we're recognizing. You understand? There is but one issue for them to be recognized. And it comes only through the connection of the Moorish Science Divine and National Movement, which is incorporated in this government. That word recognize just keep popping up, don't it? Now, you say, well, I don't understand. What does that got to do with anything? I'm gonna show you in just a minute. Be patient. Be patient. Let me get back. I did that before. So when I go here, you don't lose your mind. So this Moorish American National Republic has an actual common law court. And this common law court has territorial jurisdiction over the continental Americas, continental Americas, North, South, and Central, and the surrounding islands. Now, mind you, this has been verified by the United States State Department. I just need you to wrap your head around what I'm saying to you. It has been verified. It is recognized. So this court has territorial jurisdiction over the continental Americas, North, South, and Central, and the surrounding islands. That would be the Moroccan Empire, would it not? A citizen, capital C, subject to the Moorish American National Republic state. Oh, so it's a state. It's a nation state. Wait a minute. It's a nation state. Remember the lawful definition of State Department? The State Department deal with other nation states to enforce policies and treaties and agreements and whatnot. Oh, interesting. A citizen subject to the Moorish American National Republic state within the several states of the United States. So that would include all the independent 50 states. Is eligible to remove any case, whether civil or criminal, to this court. What? Now, why would they let a bunch of niggas do that? I don't care what organization you've heard of, you believe in, you may be a part of. You ain't never, got to go street on you with a C. You ain't never seen nor heard NAACP talk like this. You ain't never heard the Urban League talk like this. You ain't never heard none of our traditional black colleges and universities talk like this. You ain't never heard the Nation of Islam talk like this. You ain't never heard of the Black Caucus talk like this. You ain't heard the black churches talk like this. Not only am I talking like this, I got it on your screen. A citizen subject to the Moorish American National Republic state within the several states of the United States for America, not of America, for America, is eligible to remove any case, whether civil or criminal, to this court. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Let's move on. Hold on. You gonna y'all gonna leave Big T alone. So this same court, hold on, issued this court order. I need to get that. I need you to wrap your mind around it. Order recognizing Moorish Americans as non-resident alien individuals. Now this is mine. I told you we come with the tangibility. I don't just talk to you without being able to show and prove what I'm talking about. This one is mine. Now, y'all know it is what it is. And you see that this was sent to the Social Security Administration, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, the Bureau of Foreign Affairs, which is the United Nations, and the U.S. Passport Agency. This court order was sent to them. Now, we're not going to belay the point. I'm going to go right to my favorite section. The intent of this order is to clarify, let me magnify, because I don't want nobody to say, well, I can't see it, but I was looking at it on my phone and the font was too small. Boom. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit for you. Yep. The intent of this order is to clarify the foreign status. There's that word again. There's our subject, foreign status of Moorish American citizens who are domiciled within the American landmass. Oh, you mean North, South, Central, and the surrounding islands. You mean the present Moroccan Empire. You mean the Native Americans. Oh, those people. Okay. The intent of this order is to clarify the foreign status of Moorish American citizens who are domiciled within the American landmass and not within the United States. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, is a foreign entity with the right to self-autonomy as an indigenous tribal nation according to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. As Moorish American nationals, Moors are not U.S. citizens. Moorish Americans are American citizens, which is not to be confused with the corporate and artificial U.S. citizen. The United States is a corporation, and with that being said, Moors are not U.S. citizens / employees of and for the United States corporation. Now, for those of you that think we have lost our mind, let us go down here to section E12. Section 12. Now, points 7 through 11 of this order demonstrate that Moorish Americans are foreign to the United States. Therefore, this court orders the United States via its above named agencies to change the status of Moorish American Thomas Muhammad Eel from U.S. citizen to non-resident alien individual. Now, let me talk to our membership. Hello, brothers and sisters under the leadership of our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bradden Bay. Brothers and sisters who are under the leadership of our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bradden Bay, who resides in Baltimore, Maryland. Have you changed the status within the system with a court order so that it is widely known, widely spread that you are a non-resident alien? Have you done that? I don't know. I know some of you went down to the court and you filed a adult name change form for a name change, and you annex your ill and your bay to your family slave name. I know you did that. I know some of you went down to the DMV and you got your driver's license reissued with your feds on, had your feds in your picture. I know some of you did that. I know some of y'all did that. You may even went to your job and refilled out your job application with your new name. I know some of you may have done that. But my question is, did you change the status in the system? Did you change your status? Well, brother, I went down to the Social Security Administration and I filed a new form. I completed a new form SS5. Mm-hmm. You did, and you said you was no longer a U.S. citizen, and okay, yeah, that's nice. Did you change the status? The reason I keep harping on that is because I know you filled out the form SS5. I get it. And I'm going to assume at this point you filled it out correctly. I get that too. Did you go back and verify that you were, in fact, not a U.S. citizen with the Social Security Administration? Did you do that? Did you, in fact, do that at the IRS? Did you, in fact, do that down at your local courthouse when you filed the paperwork? Did you go back? Did you file the paperwork and then go back to verify that it is in fact what you said it is? The way it's supposed to be? Did you do that? Probably not. Probably not. Uh-oh. Did you go back into the court and verify that your paperwork is there? Probably not. I get it. See what point 12 says? Points 7 through 11 of this order demonstrate that Moorish Americans are foreign to the United States. Therefore, this court orders the United States via its above named agencies to change the status of Moorish American Thomas Muhammad Eel from U.S. citizen to non-resident alien individual. The IRS is authorized per 26 CFR 301.6109 identifying number to change the status of the Social Security number, to change the status of the Social Security number. Can you prove that they changed the status that is associated with that social? Can you prove that, or are you just running your mouth? Can you prove it through documentation? Can you prove that? Or are you just talking loud saying nothing? Identifying number. A Social Security number is generally identified in the records, you mean in the system, and database of the Internal Revenue Service as a number belonging to a U.S. citizen or resident alien individual. I didn't say non-resident alien. I said resident alien individual. A person may establish a different status for the number by providing proof of foreign status with the Internal Revenue Service. Upon accepting an individual as a non-resident alien individual, the Internal Revenue Service will assign this status to the individual's Social Security number. So I say again, did you change the status of did you change your status? And can you prove it through documentation? Some of you can. Most of you cannot. Most of you cannot. Real simple. How do I know that? Because I've been showing this document to you for the last 5 years, and you still looking at me sideways. This one right here. And you still looking at me sideways. These should have flew off the shelf when I did my demonstration. These should have flown off the shelf. Boy, we should have a print press just printing these out. National Grant should be putting his seal on these, putting the seals on these, and signing signatures and doing all that. He should be out of control. His wrist should be broken by now. But it's not. But it's not. But it's not. Because I know the conversation that you getting ready to have with our National Grand Sheik when you call to get this court order. I already know. Brother, this lawnmower, you sure you want to do that? Because once you out, brother, you out. Yes, sir, you out. And he gonna give you his personal story. Because some of y'all got retirements and things y'all looking at. You got Social Security benefits, got all this stuff going on. See? So you listening to his story, but you leave out a critical part of where you are supposed to research this for yourself. You're supposed to research this for yourself and then apply the information to your personal situation. Now, if you go back and get my demonstration on taxes, if you go back and get my demonstration on taxes, you do understand this court order you looking at is in the system. I am registered as a non-resident alien. That's the status that's associated with my Social Security number. You do understand that. But you do understand I do not pay a federal income tax, nor do I pay state income taxes. You do understand that. But if you look at my job, if you look at my pay stub, you see that Social Security Administration is still taking out Social Security benefits. Because I do intend on claiming those at a certain point here in the very not too distant future. This is the reality. You have to instruct the government on what you want to do. But see, you refuse to pick up the phone and call the Social Security Administration and have a conversation with them. Because they got all the stuff that's on the screen. They got it. Yes, sir. We see exactly who you are. Well, if I do this, do I get that still? Yes. Thank you. Continue. That's how I go. But you ain't had that conversation. And I'm not going into the details of it because I don't want you to come back and be like, well, Deputy Sheik said thus and so. Nope. We are not going to do that. So now we put the court order on the record. Y'all know that, right? The question on the table is, did you change the status? That's my question to you. The answer for most of you is no, you didn't. You didn't change the status. You may think you did. Let me, as soon as I get my system, here we go. Boom. Let's go. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm going to jump right to it. I went over this already once before. I'm going to do it again. We'll start here. Let me see if I can magnify that. Yeah. This is from the Social Security Administration. Let me take it down one so you can see it. This is from the Social Security Administration. This is me taking a court order to the Social Security Administration, going to Social Security with the court order initially after graduating the School of Law and History. And now I'm petitioning the court for a court order. We did that. And Judge Lynch told me, okay, now what you need to do is go to the Social Security Administration first. Go to the Social Security Administration first. Okay, take this court order. He says, I know exactly what you're trying to do. Change your status. Go to Social Security first. Well, when you go to Social Security Administration, you got to fill out a form SS5. So we filled out the form SS5. We checked. No, we're not a citizen. We're not a U.S. citizen. I wrote the Morse codes, okay, 463, 667 on the document, indicating I'm a Moorish American. Yada yada. We submitted it. Great. Then we took that court order and we went all around. We did DMV. We did my job, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going into all the details on that. Go back and watch those demonstrations. Okay. So now you're seeing this is a receipt to show that you applied for a Social Security card on September the 19th, 2018. First of all, I already had a Social Security card. This was me making corrections to those documents. Okay. Now let's keep it moving. If you did not do this, I'm, I'm being straight up with you. You see what's on your screen, right? This is a foreign, let me magnify. This is a foreign judgment. You see this? Foreign judgment. Do you understand what a foreign judgment is? Foreign judgment is a communication between two different jurisdictions. Two different jurisdictions. Let me put it in terms that many of you understand. If you reside in Arizona and you get a divorce in Arizona, there are children involved, and you pick up and move. The divorce decree was issued in the state of Arizona, and you, as the brother, pick up and move to the state of Florida. Do you understand that the state of Arizona has to file a foreign judgment to the state of Florida so that they can now collect your child support? Now, they didn't call and tell you they was doing this, but this is what they had to do lawfully. Because if the divorce decree was issued in the state of Arizona, the state of Florida can't, they ain't got no authority. That ain't got nothing to do with the state of Florida, because none of this happened in the state of Florida. So what the state of Arizona did was they filed a foreign judgment for the state of Florida so that they could collect child support from you so that the Mobitis can continue to get her money. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense. Well, Thomas Muhammad Ill filed a foreign judgment. The Moorish American National Republic, the Moorish Supreme Court of Equity and Truth, is putting the Social Security Administration, the Internal Revenue Service, the Bureau of Foreign Affairs, the United Nations, and the United States Passport Agency on notice. We filed a foreign judgment. We want one jurisdiction to recognize another jurisdiction lawfully. So we took said court order right here and we filed a foreign judgment forcing the de facto government agencies of the United States to recognize Thomas Muhammad Ill as a non-resident alien. Do you understand? Do you understand? Is it making sense? So if you did not do this, and remember, this is what is changing the status. Remember, this is what is changing the status on the Social Security Administration officially. You said, well, I filled out Form SS5. Yes, you did. I agree with you. Yes, you did. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Yes, you did. I get it. I get it. Can you prove that, though? Do you have a copy of the SS5? Did you go back to the Social Security Administration and ask them to verify your status? Probably not. There's our court order. Now, I'm going to show you how I know this worked. It's black and white copy, so we know that's on the record. How do we know it worked, brother? How do we know it worked? I'm going to show you how it worked. Because when you do it right, you get this letter right here. It from the Social Security Administration, and this wasn't your local Social Security Administration. This was their headquarters. This is their headquarters in Baltimore, no less. In Baltimore. Social Security Administration. See what it says? Let's magnify. Let's take a look. Magnify again. Let's take a look. Magnify again. See? Social Security Regulation 20 CFR 422.110 requires an individual who wishes to change personal identifying information on a previously established Social Security number, Social Security record, to submit a Form SS5 application for Social Security card, evidence of identity, and convincing evidence to substantiate the change. Generally, we require evidence of a legal name change. That's what most of you did, such as a marriage document, divorce decree, naturalization certificate. Do you have one of those? Do you have a naturalization certificate? Did you get that naturalization certificate from our national grand sheet? Hmm? You have no idea what I'm talking about? Oh, I see. Court order name change or amended birth certificate for a name change on the SSN card, Social Security number card. We will ask for an identity document in the old name in addition to the name change document if the name change document does not show sufficient identifying information. Uh-huh. I just wanted to put it out here. I just wanted to put it out here. See, they sent me this. That's how I know the status has been changed. That's how I know. See, but it's not what I say, it's what I can prove. See, it's what I can prove. That's how I know the status has been changed. Never mind the letter. I actually went back to Social Security, like, what status do you have me at? They told me. What does it identify on SSI? What does it say? What does it say in your system? The man turned his screen around so I could see it. I said, oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. See, going back to my point, let me get out of this and let me get back to my point. Boom. Let me go over here. Hold on. Nationality will not cure anything. It will not get you out of trouble. Your mind, the way you think, and the way you handle your affairs is your salvation. It is what it is, brother and sister. You got to get out your feelings. Let's go here. Now, I know this is a little blurry, but I'm going to read it anyway. And I'm going to show you what we're dealing with. Let me see. Do I want to? No, I do not. I'm just going to read it. Thank you for your recent passport application. Now, you know if this one belonged to me, you would see my name. I deliberately don't want you to see who information this is. We're gonna respect their privacy, but this information did get straightened out. Thank you for your recent passport application. It appears from the facts of your birth and the documents you submitted that you are a U.S. citizen and entitled to a U.S. passport. Uh-oh. You see why it's important for you to you see why it is important for you to straighten out your status and go back and verify these things and stop assuming that because you're handing people paperwork that everything is okay. It appears from the facts of your birth, which means you would have had to submit a birth certificate. You see, white folks, they do their due diligence. But if you didn't change the status on your birth certificate to a state citizenship, oops. You see why it is important for you when you look at my demonstration on the paperwork process, why you follow the way I have it step by step in the order that I have step by step. Because if you jump out of order, this is what's going to happen. You see why I keep telling you to take the court order to the Social Security Administration first, because as Social Security go, the whole government go. But if you jump out of order, this is what's going to happen to you. This is not our documentation. Do you see who issued this? The same State Department. I keep dealing with the State Department the entire demonstration. Now, let's continue. Thank you for your recent passport application. It appears from the facts of your birth and the documents you submitted that you are a U.S. citizen and entitled to a U.S. passport. In accordance with the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. What? But when we tell you this, you lose your mind. You lose your mind. What do you think we're doing? Maybe you'll understand if it comes to you from Great White Fall. So again, in accordance with the 14th Amendment, even though it was ruled unconstitutional, 109 U.S. 3, October the 13th, October the 15th, 1883, even though it was ruled unconstitutional, y'all still dealing with it. Okay, in accordance with the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, let you tell it, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. As supreme law of our land, it cannot be waived by unilateral declaration except as otherwise provided by law. The statuses applicable to the U.S. passport provide that you may be assigned or issued a U.S. passport showing you are a U.S. citizen. We are not in a position to respond to or enter into a dialogue concerning any views which disagree with the Constitution or the citizenship laws of the United States as interpreted by the courts. Therefore, please advise this office in writing if you wish a U.S. passport be issued to you at this time. It will show that you are a U.S. citizen, because we have no authority to issue a passport showing you as anything other than a U.S. citizen. Your application will be denied unless we receive a response from you within 90 days. Now, let's go. See what it says? United States Department of State, all day. National Passport Center. Customer Service Department. Thank you for this opportunity to clear up any misconception that the information and documents that I have submitted to your department were in no way views or disagreements with this said Constitution or the citizenship laws, but were and are truth and factual. Put your seatbelts on. Your department has made the following statement regarding the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States: that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. However, there is no mention by your office of the fact that the 14th Amendment was held null and void by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1883, Civil Rights Case number 109 U.S. 3. The true fact is that a 14th Amendment citizen is born in the United States, which is a federal territory and subject to Congress. This is not the same as being born in one of the several states of the Union. The United States of America is the de jure republic government, not the United States, which is the federal corporation, the District of Columbia, and was created by the Congressional Act of 1871. Proof of this is in subsections 15 and 15A in Title 28 U.S. Code Section 3002, and you should see this sentence: United States means a federal corporation. The preamble to the Constitution establishes the United States of America, not the United States. Therefore, we have two different and distinct national governments. See case law. Honorable Supreme Court Justice John Harlan in the 1901 case of Downs versus Bidwell. I have submitted to your office my birth certificate, which is required by your office and is therefore proof that I am a state citizen with absolute freedom and liberty, and is my title and deed to my rights as protected by our founding documents. I am therefore not a legal fiction, nor a U.S. corporate U.S. citizen, nor am I a 14th Amendment citizen. I am a citizen of the state that I was born in, Maryland, which makes me a citizen of all of the states and non-citizen national and a citizen capital C of the U period S period A period as penned in Article 1 and 2 of the Constitution. As it clearly shows above, my signature on your DS-11 form without prejudice, which ensures that I am not a legal fiction and am not contracting away my rights. In addition, I have attached the oath of amnesty and reconstruction, which affirms in the presence of Almighty God Allah that I will faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution, as well as the certificate of registration, which affirms my proclamation of my true free national name, Moorish American, race, nationality, and religion. Again, thus, as stated, these are not my views, but proven facts. These are not my views, but proven facts. I would therefore appreciate it if this application would continue its process to provide me with the proper status of a state citizen passport, and would further request that these documents be submitted to those that know the law and is able to respond with a favorable reply. And you see, it is what it is. Look at their response. Application status approved. Do I need to say anything else to you? I'm done with it. Now, y'all can do what you want to do. Okay? Y'all can do what you want to do. I have covered this information backwards and forwards with tangibility on several occasions. If you don't get it, you don't want to get it. And that's okay with me. Because as I said, they're not messing with me at all. At all. At all. So, to you be your way, and to us be ours. And with that, brother and sister, may Allah bless you with the light of understanding as I leave you as I came. Islam, 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 peace, peace, peace. All go in peace.